Welcome to the world of cacti. If you are someone who's fascinated by all the different kinds of cacti that you can find around us all over America, this is the right place where you'll be able to find all the detailed information regarding what type of cacti you can find here, what is the optimal temperature in which they grow, and how well spread they are across all the countries and states. To visualize all this information, we have divided the whole visualization into 5 major components. And these are, first one is classification based on flower reproducibility, which also shows the location details. Second one is location-wise choropleth map. Third one is the living temperature, which is favorable for growing all the different kinds of cacti. Fourth one is a family packing, which has the zoomable feature. And last but not the least, we have a fun word cloud, which also has relevant information based on reproducibility and occurrences. To come up with this visualization, we have collected a large amount of data from different sources and pre-processed them before we had applied the visualization model. So first, we had used a scraper to download all the images and relevant information from the SciNet website. But there were some missing data with respect to the location and the optimal temperature that is favorable for the cacti. So we had to get those information from the other sources. And then in order to pre-process the images and make it more efficient for classification, we have used classification filter, rotation, and clipping to enhance the data. We also kept in mind all the color related principles that we have learned throughout the course in the whole semester. For example, we have used red and green to represent the flower producible and non-flower producible cacti respectively. That clearly shows over the American map. And also we have kept in mind in one of the visualizations that colorblind people who can see only different shades of blue, that is focused on family packing with zoomable feature, so they can easily see all the components here. Next, we're going to get into the details of each and every component and see how they work.
So the first one we have is the classification based on flower reproducibility. I personally found this one very interesting, and I'm sure anyone who loves cactus should love playing with this part of the presentation. We have found that there are two kinds of important cacti from visual perspective. Some of the cacti had the flower images, the others didn't have any flower images. We call it the reproducibility of the cacti. So what we did is we take those two kinds of images from the SciNet website and build a ResNet 20 classifier. The classifier was built to perform a binary classifier. So whenever there was a flower reproducible image, it will classify 1. Whenever there was not a flower reproducible image, it will classify as 0. So if we go onto any marker, for example, any green marker, and click on it, it will show you the classifier output that we received from the ResNet 20 classifier. Again, if you go onto a red marker, you will see the classifier output it received from the ResNet 20 classifier. We also put the flower images in exact location based on their latitude and longitude. And also, if you put the mouse over the cactus, it will give you a short description related to the cactus and the picture itself as well. Also, we have another interesting feature in our site. If you go on the top right, you will see a search option where you can write a species, for example, Opuntina columbiana, and it will you just need to press the search button and it will highlight that. And once you see that, you can go near that cursor and click on it, and it will show you the final classifier output and the details as well. So I feel it's really, really interesting for anyone who loves cactus, can just get any information, lots of interesting information through this site. Moving on, we have our next visualization, that is choropleth, that has sequential color heat map. to show the population density of cactus plants across the American continent. So we have also make sure that to choose the color for this one, we have kind of used the color of desert to show the dark from darker to lighter region. It shows population density becomes lower and lower through the lighter region. So clearly from this map, it's visible that some of the regions has more favorable location for cactus growth. For example, our state, Arizona, if you click on the marker, it will show you that it has the highest cactus growth across America. And another interesting observation is on the east coast, there are very few cactus plants. On the west coast, it has heavy density. Again, on the north side of the America towards Canada, there is hardly any images. So we ask this question: why this density? So we try to answer this question through a living temperature map that probably can answer why certain state has more cactus in and certain states doesn't. So this is our third map that shows the living temperature. The upper half shows the higher temperature range, and the lower half of this plot shows the lower temperature range. So if you see for some cactus, this range is pretty low, and that kind of tells you why certain states will have higher cactus density, because it might not have the ideal temperature to grow that cactus. Also, by observing the website manually, we found three types of cactus here. So we label them with three different names. That is, these labels are given totally by us. This has no scientific relation to it. And based on this plot, one can understand that the cactus living temperature range is different for different cactus. So one can answer the question that we previously asked: is why certain states has more cactus. Probably the temperature range in Arizona favors more growth of cactus. That's why. So moving on to our next presentation, it has the family packing. So in the family packing, we have a different family of cactuses. Within each family, there is different subspecies of cactuses. So if you go inside each family, you will find the subspecies that belongs to within each family. From this plot, it is clearly visible that certain families are pretty large and has more subspecies within them, and certain families are small and doesn't have as much as subspecies within them. Moving on, our final feature in the website is the word cloud we have.
So the word cloud, it's not only a fun interactive feature, but also conveys a very important message. So as you can see, the first word cloud, it shows all the family names which belong to the flower reproducible cacti. And if you hover over the unique features, you can see the names are expanding. Along with that, the size of the names do represent how frequently they have occurred into the data set that we have used to visualize it. So the next one we can see is the one without the flower. So this one displays all the name of the families that do not have flower reproducibility, and we can easily see how they are well spread along with the occurrences. So this is the visualization that we have come up with for this project, and hope you have fun and enjoy while playing with it. Thank you.